What's going on, Sagittarius? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for money, career, and your life purpose situation from now until the end of August 2023. So in this reading, Sagittarius, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you when it comes to your career, money, and life purpose situation from now to the end of August. So before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me, Sagittarius, as we go through this reading. And I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and pull the energy for you and see what would like to come through as it pertains to your career, money, and life purpose situation from now to the end of August 2023. Thank you. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Sagittarius. Let's see what we got going on here for you, Sagittarius. Okay, I don't know. There's something weird coming through right off the bat that many of you, there's either a part of you that would prefer to work alone, but it's just not going to happen here. There's something here about like cooperating with other people when it comes to money, work, or purpose in life, career, is very important for you to really cooperate with other people. But there's something about these people that will annoy you, or there's something about the people that you're going to be working with. It's very challenging for you for a specific reason. There may be emotions involved with this. And like almost like a fear of commitment is what I'm getting. But before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe. And this is going to be the energy that you're meant to embody from now until the end of August that will get you ahead when it comes to making money, advancing your career, or really moving into alignment with your purpose in life. So the first energy you're meant to actually embody for your highest good with this is Law 45, never change too much at once. And from now to the end of August, Sagittarius, for some sort of reason, the universe is really calling you to make a show of appreciation for the old way of doing things. So many of you here are brilliant, like some sort of revolutionaries, or many of you have these new ideas that have not been foisted upon society, have not been accepted. But whoever you're working with, especially if this is someone that is going to hire you, but even if you're hiring someone, there really is something about sticking to the old way of doing things so that you can change in the most flowing and actual way that will create lasting change. Because for every action, there's an opposite reaction in this universe. It's like polarity. There's night, day, good, bad, black, white. But so when someone is like trying to change culture, or maybe you're trying to change your salary too much at once, and it's like this fast thing, the people who are in power will want to keep you out of power if you don't show any respect for the old way of doing things. So what I get from this very strongly, no matter what you have going on, is basically know in your heart that all the beautiful change you want to make to the world, or the change you want to make to your salary, but there is something about not appearing too crazy or too much of a revolutionary, or not appearing too futuristic especially when it comes to you working with someone. Now, Sagittarius is all about philosophy and belief systems, and there's something about like gently introducing your own philosophy or your own belief systems so that it can work in tandem with the pre-existing structures that already exist. Okay, just to give you a clear example of this, I started a YouTube channel before this one. I was such a crazy revolutionary during 2020 and all the crazy things were happening in the world. I was like having a selfie stick walking around New York City like, we need to destroy this whole society, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? YouTube was like, we can't promote that. I mean, like, there's people who have their own self-interest around you. For a lot of you, this is going to have to do with either a coworker that you want to like bring a new idea into how things should be done, or a boss, or you're hiring someone, or a friend that you're going into business with. Try to respect the old way. Even if you don't, like, and this is where it gets tricky, but even if you really don't respect the old way of doing things, try to like see how it works, or try to make a show of it, because it will actually help you. Okay, this is not about rejecting your own new ideas, but it's about doing it in a way that actually works, rather than doing it in a way that people look at you and they're like, oh, that's a cute idea. You know what I mean? Because it's not linked. Okay, because that's what I feel here. So just be aware of that. Never change too much at once, even if you want to. Now, the next law you have is actually keep your hands clean. Now, this is a really interesting law. Keep your hands clean. This is about really maintaining a spotless reputation when it comes to your career, money, or life purpose. Keep your hands clean. The idea here is to, one of the more radical ideas of this is to get other people to do the dirty work for you. In a certain sense, but really in the larger sense for all of you, I do feel like there's something about keeping your hands clean. And if you're applying to a new job, if you're opening a new business, if you're going into business with a friend or a lover or whatever, there's something here about you and the person together maintaining a spotless reputation, or alternatively, you maintaining that reputation. Like, I did a lot of things before I blew up on YouTube where I was basically in a very subordinate position. I was like assistants for people, for pretty powerful people too. And I knew part of that game was they're going to keep their hands clean and make me do the sketchy stuff, right? Like dropping things off at postal services, etc. that I shouldn't, blah, 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 right? But the idea here is this, like if I could just like portray it to you. I got shooters, I don't have a grip of steel for a hit. So if you don't understand that, I don't really care, but keep your hands clean. So it's like, don't be caught in the act. Like, get someone to, if you have to do some sort of dirty work, like make sure you're not the one doing it. Now, alternatively, I do get this very strongly. For those of you that are entering into a new job, or you're being hired by someone new, for those of you that are working with someone who has the money, or for those of you who are working in some sort of organization, there is going to be something about people trying to use you to do the dirty work. Like, yeah, I couldn't drop off this package at the postal service because then I risk losing a lot, but you can, and I'll pay you a little extra if you do that. And there's going to be people doing that to you if you're kind of in this position of just still starting with your money purpose. Even no matter who you are, it's like either you're doing it or someone's doing it to you. But keep your hands clean. I got shooters, I don't never grip a steel from Mr. Okay, sorry. So, that's the second one. Now, the third one is conceal your intentions. Conceal your intentions, Sagittarius. So, this is really about not being an open book. Whatever your intention is, whether this is in a company, whether this is you starting a business or whatever, really, people can ruin good things. People can ruin your plans. So conceal your intentions. This is what I did when I even started this YouTube channel. I basically made sure that no one knew what I was doing, like my family or etc. I didn't tell them I had these big goals. I kind of played a little bit like dumb so that people couldn't ruin it. But the idea here with conceal your intentions, Sagittarius, is that nowadays everyone is like a complete open book. In like maybe like in the name of authenticity, everyone's like, I'm just going to be authentic and tell my family that I want to become a famous singer. And although that's authentic, it's actually counterproductive when it comes to you actually obtaining that, unless you know for a fact that people will support you unconditionally. Most of us don't receive that though. So, and if you did receive that, you probably wouldn't even be having to watch this reading. So this is for conceal your intentions. I do feel like even if you're going into business with someone, you're working for someone, don't like come in and be like, hey, you know, I have this vision that I could eventually be the CEO, or I could eventually like change it for you. Like whatever your intention is, for some reason you're meant to conceal it. And because sometimes, once again, this is about not coming on too strong. I'm sorry, but you have never change too much at once and conceal your intentions. So, and keep your hands clean. So that's like super incognito, you know? So that's what you're actually being called to do right now. And it could be for, if some of you are just not making sense to you, something that will happen from now till the end of August. Like, this is going to help you if you embody this energy. You may not know why you need to embody it now, but this is what it's coming up as, okay? So just be aware of that. Now, to get into the reading, your opportunity, Sagittarius, is the Three of Wands here when it comes to now to the end of August with your career, money, and life purpose. So this is really about being patient, optimistic, perhaps visualizing what you want to have happen, and really not being in a rush, right? There's no rush, slow touch here with what you got going on until the end of August. I really do feel like there's going to be steady progress made with your money, career, as long as you just keep doing what you're doing and embodying these laws especially. So this is really about not overdoing it. That's your opportunity. It's also the energy you're meant to embody. So, yeah, I would be really careful of making any sort of gigantic, drastic change in your life at this time. I do feel that many of you will be making changes with your money, like you'll be making a move, maybe working somewhere new for some of you, but even if that's the case, you want to really like slow it down for some sort of reason, okay? Now your challenge is the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands is all about fun, exuberance, travel, and it's a little bit of an immature energy, but it really does have a really big passion about life, a zest for life. It's like the person who just wants to have fun and travel and be passionate about things. The Page of the Page of Wands can work hard, but usually it's like in an immature way. And I feel that it makes sense why this Page of Wands is in your challenge. You know, the Page of Wands definitely is not concealing their intention. This is your challenge, right? So this is like the difficult part of your situation from now to the end of August. First of all, the Page of Wands really doesn't conceal their intentions. The Page of Wands probably doesn't care about keeping their hands clean, and the Page of Wands definitely doesn't agree with never change too much at once. So with this being said, I actually pains me to say, but in some sort of way, what I get from this so far is you're meant to tame down your fire, because there's something about you being overly like ambitious or enthusiastic that could make you like miss an opportunity, or it could like cause problems. So I'm not saying stripe out your ambition or your passion, but you just there's a risk that you're going to overdo it when you should be underdoing it. And this is why you watch these readings, so you know how to navigate, right? So we're going to clarify all that, but your opportunity and your challenge is the Suit of Wands. Now, it's very interesting. When it comes to your overall general energy here, there's this theme of like independence versus being stuck in a big group thing. You have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands, and you also have the Nine of Cups here, Sagittarius, when it comes to your overall general energy. So, on the one hand, I feel like there's going to be a lot of independence here that you're going to be experiencing. For some of you, you're going to be experiencing other people as this, okay? So there could be a feeling here, especially if you're in a new situation, there could be a feeling here of someone, I do get like, you're going to be working with someone who like is completely financially independent. If it's not that, then it's you. For some of you, you're working towards that, but you have this this is really standing out to me. The Five of Wands, it's all about competition, training yourself. It's like playing a playful game. It's like instead of like full out fighting, you're just gonna like grapple someone or instead of injuring them. So there's something here about I don't get a good I'm just weirded out because if you look at the imagery, right, there's two people on the outside, and it's almost like these two happy, independent people are boxing in all these people who are just like savages in there. So there really could be a feeling of you being watched as well. If you work somewhere, I do feel that people are watching your performance very strongly. Very strongly. Like there's something here, Sagittarius, from now till the end of August. If you work somewhere, like if you have a salary, or even if you're starting something new, like people are gonna be observing you And there's something about being on your best behavior with all this stuff. Remember, never change too much at once. Because here's the thing. You plugging yourself into some sort of thing that maybe doesn't have all the excitement and the change that you want up front, those power systems are what get you to power, you know? Yeah, so I don't know what that's about. I just get it's a split. For some of you Sagittariuses, this is, you're going to be feeling like a split between wanting to be independent versus wanting to just be in there working with people. But I feel like there's a problem with you working, there's a problem with competition for some of you. Like, you feel like there's an imbalance of power here, but you're still meant to be in it, is what I'm saying. And I feel like you're meant to, because a lot of times Sagittarius can just be extremely alpha energy. It's a masculine energy. Even if you're a woman, you're not one to bite your tongue or to not assert yourself. I just feel like there's issues with advancement, assertion, and then on the outside you just have these two energies. So on the one hand, I do feel like there's a lot of financial independence coming in for you, but it has to do with other people. So for some of you that are trying to get a promotion and you're competing with people in a certain business or in a certain job, then you really do want to be on your best behavior, because I feel like you can get promoted if you do these laws that I'm telling you, whereas other people try. So okay, sorry it took so long to get to this point. It's almost like someone might try to embarrass you in front of a superior. This is mainly for those of you that, or even if you own a business, could be vice versa, your employees are doing this. There's something about someone trying to aggressively embarrass someone in front of the other person. So let me tell you this, you could be having a situation where, let's just say, for example, what I'm picking up, what you're going to be experiencing from now till the end of August, you're working at a pizza place, right? And you made a mistake. And let's say the manager is there watching everyone. You made a mistake and another coworker's oh my God, Sagittarius just dropped the pizza. And then they look at the manager yo, we need to do something, oh my God, and they're just they're spazzing out, they're too extroverted. And then you're just instead of getting emotional, you're just sitting there never change too much at once, conceal your intentions, keep your hands clean, oh, I'll just clean that up, sorry about that. So the person may think they're impressing the boss by making a scene and trying to embarrass you, but if you keep calm, the manager is actually going to look at you and be I understand they dropped the pizza, but look at their reaction to the problem, right? Here's the thing, you don't know someone until they encounter problems, right? How can you test someone's? I just feel like your zen is going to be tested, basically. In some sort of way, your ability to stay calm, cool, collected will be tested this month. For some of you, this is going to be happening vice versa with people that you're employing, for some of you. So your zen is tested, because you never really know what someone's made of until shit hits the fan, right? That's what I always say. And I thrive better under that. If it's we're in Armageddon and everyone's dying and killing each other in the street, I'll just be more calm than I am even now. But that takes I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just I don't know how it got here. But here's the thing. When it comes to what you don't see coming, you have the Hermit, you have the Nine of Wands, and you also have the Three of Cups here. So there's really going to be a little bit of damage when it comes to people here. I'm sorry. From now to the end of August here, I see you really going within and really just really thinking deeply, because the Hermit is all about reflection, introspection, being a hermit. The Nine of Wands is about someone being damaged or unfinished business. This person looks really wounded. And you see how this person, the Nine of Wands, is looking right over at that Three of Cups. And there's an imbalance of power here that you're really going to have to learn how to navigate. I'm getting in a classy way, right? That's just what I'm getting. It's so actually coming, because you see how there's three people that are living the good life here, and there's just one person that's just looking over there why is there this imbalance of power? And then when you look at your overall general energy, it's the same thing. You have two individuals that are sitting here happy in power, and you have five individuals here that are stuck in the mud, doing the dirty work, imbalance of power. That's just how I'm reading it right now. That's how I'm getting it. And I really feel like you're going to want to let your hands fly. You're going to want to, some of you, it's not all of you, but it'll be more inadvertent for others of you. You're going to want to scream at someone. You're going to want to be fight fire with fire. Assert yourself. Be why does this person make more money than me if I could whoop their ass in a fight? That's just the most primal version of it, but that's what I'm saying. So you're really going to have to put a zip lock on your thing. But then what I see happening is because when you ziplock your mouth, when some of you start to apply these laws, you're just going to be like, this is stupid. I can't do this. I should just do everything on my own. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. No, I can't do this. Is like, this is fake. Like, I just feel like you're going to be feeling like you're being fake. But you have to understand that there's consequences for being too real. Like, I built slowly. Like, here's the thing. Like, just to give you an example, I'm just like off the rails. I'm just trying to help you. When it comes to this YouTube channel, I didn't really let my personality out. I let my personality out in layers. If I came too strong, in my first 100 YouTube videos, if I behaved the same crazy way that I do in these readings, I understand some of you doesn't think you're crazy, shut up, most people do. If I behaved totally crazy in my first 100 YouTube videos, it would not have gotten the same response if I behaved crazy when I already had a big audience, because I've already built respect, already built in tradition, blah, 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 right? So, there's something really about, you're going to just want to be like, but you can't, because some of you, this is like, you're learning how to cooperate with people. I do get like an underlying feeling of anger here, I'm not going to lie. So, but remember that anger is a cover emotion for the feeling of hurt. So, before you get angry, understand I feel hurt here. And you're meant to work with people here, and you're meant to have a healing experience here, because when it comes to your advice, you have the Star, you have the King of Swords, and you also have the Queen of Cups here when it comes to your advice from your spirit guides. And like, I don't know why I'm getting this. The first thing coming through is definitely you're going to have a very healing experience if you were to work with people in a very difficult situation. The Star here is all about regeneration. It's all about a wish fulfillment. It's a really beautiful renewal. It's like the opposite of death. It's like a beautiful birth of a king. Jesus was born, and everyone surrounded him in the desert as the Star of David was in the sky, or whatever. And it's like, but for you, I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a healing experience if you can really stick it out and work with people. Like, once again, your advice, if we look at it logically now, your advice is the King of Swords. The King of Swords has no problem concealing his intentions. The King of Swords has no problem keeping his hands clean. And the King of Swords has no problem never changing too much at once. And then you have this Queen of Cups, so it's like doing it in a way where you're going to have to really regulate your emotions. You're going to have to look at... What I get from this is also looking at the bright side of people if you can. Because I just feel like there's going to be a situation cropping up that will trigger you into viewing people as bad. But once again, never change too much at once. If you try to be like, yo, like, I don't like how you're running your business. Yo, I don't like how you're working for me. Yo, I don't... Whatever the situation is, there's something here about, like, not fighting with the power structure of the world, but getting into the power structure of the world and then changing it from within. This is actually... So... Just to give you one more example, and then we're going to clarify, because I feel like this is all relevant for you. It's going to manifest in a similar way. Like, all these analogies are important because it creates pictures. It's more understandable. When I was in college, I dropped out of my senior year. I'm a college dropout. I don't have a degree. I'm proud of that. I don't want a degree. But from a certain perspective, perhaps one of the smarter things I could have done was actually finish my degree in college, so that I could have the degree, and when I have the degree, when I talk about issues when it comes to the education system, people will view it as more valid because I actually went through it and I have the degree. I believe my views on the education system are more valid because I don't have the degree, because that means I went through less brainwashing, you know what I'm saying, son? So, like, I'm like literally embodying I'm literally trying to embody the feelings that you're going to be doing. So, like, for me, it's like, no, I don't want to go back and get my degree, but it's like, from a certain perspective, it's like, never change too much at once. Do you know what I'm saying now? Okay, so with that being said, let's really get into this reading, and I just need to switch the camera off first. Sorry about that, Sagittarius, I just had to switch the camera. But let's go ahead and clarify. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and see why the Three of Wands is in your opportunity. Interestingly enough, the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. Why is the Three of Wands patiently waiting? Why is this your opportunity from now until the end of August when it comes to career? Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Okay, it's just like the Knight. Okay, the Three of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Cups are upright is all about romance, idealism, looking at the life through like looking at life as if it's a big movie of like Romeo and Juliet. And when I go into my career, money, and life purpose, and I'm just my true self, man, then everything's gonna work out. No, your opportunity is this in reverse. Your opportunity is to understand the cold, harsh realities of the business world. Your opportunity is to understand that there are systems that are still around for a reason. Maybe we can change those systems, but you have to do it in a way that isn't going to make you feel all lovey-dovey. I just get your opportunity as an intense realism, like super intense realism, like viewing the world as it is, not as you want it to be. Because when you do that, you operate from a reality, and then you can make an actual lasting change. This is a lesson I've had to learn the hard way. So your opportunity is to maybe feel like crap. And then from a certain perspective, you got to ask yourself, well, are you doing the right thing in general? Because what is the percentage of Sagittarius out there that are actually knocking on the right door to their path of their true destiny? Probably a lot of you, but not all of you. And so if you're really running into all these problems where you feel like crap, it's like this sucks, maybe you need to like look at something else you need to do. But you have the Nine of Wands, the King of Cups, the Tower, the Death card, the Judgment, and also the Seven of Pentacles. So, yeah, I just get there's an intense realism here that's going to rock your world, and some of you are not going to be able to handle it, and that's understandable. I couldn't. That's why I dropped out of college, right? But then I learned my lesson. I did it the right way when I even do on YouTube. See, people don't understand. Like, they just view me, and they're like, oh my God, this guy is so crazy. But it's like, I'm smart about it. And I didn't just come in knowing this. I had to learn it, and that's what I'm trying to help you with too, you know? So let's see why, I feel like it's more the same, but let's see why the Page of Wands is in your challenge. Yeah, Knight of Wands right out the bat, like, just, you're like a bull, like wanting to charge someone. I don't know why I just get that, I do. Why is the Page of Wands here for you in your challenge? There also could be something about love is suffering. Like, when it comes to your opportunity, for some of you that are really serious about getting ahead, maybe there's something about not dealing with lovey-dovey feelings and romance. Your challenge, the Page of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Fool, and also the Magician. So your challenge is really to tap into your potential in a new way. The Fool is all about doing something new. It's about a new beginning. It's a fresh start. It's like a baby being born. And the Magician, you see the cup, you see the wand, you see all the elements, all the four elements, meaning that you can really tap into your potential. And the Knight of Wands here in your challenge, I just feel like you're going to try to do it in a way that's a little bit out of control. You know, Sagittarius, half man, half horse. You look at the man, you look at the horse, you're going to try to be some centaur. And, like, the person's going to be like, well, you know we only hire humans, right? And you're like, you don't understand. I'm the best centaur ever. And they're going to be like, listen, I understand you're a centaur, but just put this blanket on. Put this blanket on your horse half and just tell me you're a human and I'll hire you. And you'll rise to the top, and then you'll open up new doors for centaurs. But you're going to be like, no, I'm a centaur, and you better understand that I'm a centaur. And then the person's going to be like, okay, well, I can't work with you then. And then you're going to be like, bye. And then you're going to be like sitting there all alone as a centaur when you had an opportunity to rise to power, and then you could have changed the world for centaurs, but you were too stubborn and you didn't. You know, and there's also something about spiritual manipulation, because the Magician in your challenge, you know, perhaps working with spiritual energy in a new way is your challenge. And this is something I had to learn, you know. For a long time, I had a very naive approach to spirituality. Like, I'm just going to visualize me being a superstar in my head, and then all of a sudden, all the waters will clear, and it's just going to happen very easily, and I'm not going to have to do any of this power. I'm not going to have to do any of this stuff, you know. But that's just not how it worked for me. Maybe you're different, but I don't think so. So, yeah. I don't know. I honestly feel like I've equipped you with what you need. Don't be surprised if tensions run high. I'm getting there is a feeling of like maybe some of you will be angry with someone you're just going to want to tell. I would just really, really try to focus on these laws, and even if it's just for, like, I'm not trying to convince you anything. Like, maybe apply it yourself and see if it works for you. I don't care if you believe this or not. I'm just showing you how I know it works. And you can take it or leave it. But this is what I got for you, Sagittarius. Overall, it's going to be a very healing month, but it's just, I don't know. So, that being said, I appreciate you. I'll talk to you next time.